Now, CoinSpot, they do a pretty big marketing campaign. They sponsor some sports teams and all that sort of stuff. So you may have already heard of it. And I think it is good for a lot of reasons, especially if you are new to the crypto space. But I do want to talk about some of the pros and some of the cons, as well as show you the platform itself. I'm using an old account here just to show you guys what it looks like once you actually have an account. Now, setting an account up is quite easy, which we'll talk a little bit more about in the video, and at the end I'll give you some general pros and cons along with my overall thoughts. So what is CoinSpot, guys? CoinSpot is a cryptocurrency exchange. It's headquartered in Melbourne and was founded in 2013. It's designed to be easy, accessible, and user-friendly for both beginners and experienced crypto enthusiasts. CoinSpot is certified. It's got an ISO number standards for information security and blockchains, Australia's code of conduct, demonstrating their commitment to security. I personally find CoinSpot very secure. There is two-factor authentication. So once you create your account, you can receive a text or use a two-factor authentication app. And guys, if you are going to use CoinSpot, I absolutely cannot stress how important it is to have two-factor authentication going on. With any website, there is a risk of hacking, and this is your money, so you should not play around with that. So a little bit about CoinSpot. So it is only in Australia, so I do apologize for any of my viewers that are overseas, but it only supports the Australian fiat currency, and it's only supported in Australia. It does have over 300 cryptocurrencies, and one of the cons, which we'll talk a little bit more later, is that it doesn't get new cryptos straight away. They're quite expensive, I guess, or established, for lack of a better word, before they get on CoinSpot. So you're not going to find the hot new cryptos on here, but that's also to be expected with the major exchanges. So some payment methods that it can offer. And sorry, before we go into that, I do want to say creating an account is super easy. You go to the main page and you can use my link in the bio, guys, which will give you $10 worth of free Bitcoin, which is always nice. So I'll put that link in the bio. You click on that link, you pop in your email, and you start the account process. Now, one of my favorite things about CoinSpot is if the market is in the red or you want to buy straight away or whatever the reason may be, you can get instantly verified. So creating the account process is quite quick. And if you have an Australian driver's license or an Australian or foreign passport, you can make an account straight away. Now, if you don't drive and you have some other form of ID, like a proof of age card or something like that, you can still sign up instantly and be verified. Now, once you're verified, you're automatically authorized to deposit up to $2,000 per deposit. You can't increase that limit, but you do have to go through a little bit of a process. So personally, I've never done that. Now, once you are in here, it is quite easy to deposit. So at the top here, you've got the deposit funds button. So you can click on here and you have various options. So you've got Poly, Pay ID, BPay. You can do a cash deposit, a direct deposit. So there's quite a few options. Now, personally, I do Pay ID, which is instant. And, feel free to deposit some money for me if you like. But you can do Pay ID, which is instant. So that's through your banking app. You go into the banking app, and instead of sending money to a BSB account number, you pop in this email address along with the most important thing, which is that code, into the reference/description part, and then your money is instantly deposited. Now, one thing I will say, guys, and I have experienced this myself, when there is massive dips and everybody's trying to buy, Pay ID isn't necessarily instant. Now, 9 times out of 10, it is instant and you will get the money within a couple of minutes. But there is the rare occasions where it's not. So just something to bear in mind. Now, BPay obviously takes, up to 48 hours. So if you're not in a rush, BPay is okay as well, and a couple of these other options that I personally don't use. Now, using CoinSpot, I will show you, like I said, on these, a little bit about it. So you've got the dashboard, which is where we were before, and this is an overall summary of what's going on with your account. So it shows anything you've got in your watch list. It shows your portfolio and the split here. You can see I did have quite a bit in this account at one point, but I have moved it since to a different exchange for various reasons. And it does, like I said, have your holdings. It shows you what's popular right now, which is always good to look at what's popular and what people are buying. It's got what wallets I hold, recent movers, so what's in the green, more popular coins, new coins. So this is always a section to see what's up. Now flow, this is a really, really cool one that I will do a video about at a later time. Today's movers, and just an overall, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a dashboard. So it does have some general information. Now you've got your wallet screen. Now your wallets is obviously what you've got. Now you can easily hide all these other wallets by clicking up here, and it will only show you the wallets that you currently have active and you have money in. Now, as you can see, this is a wallet that I only left a few things in because they weren't really worth transferring over. It would cost me more than it's worth. So I've left it in there, and I'm going to leave it in there for quite a while. Now, before I unhid my wallets, you can see here all the cryptocurrencies that they have. I quite like this, and it does, lets you go through them easily on your phone or on the computer, whatever you're on, and just see what's moving in the market, what's in the red, and just overall what they have. So as you can see, they have heaps and heaps of cryptos. They have stable coins as well, like Tether. So you've got some good options there, guys. And I'm still going, as you can see, over 300 different cryptocurrencies. Now, when you go into a crypto wallet, this is what it looks like. So I did have some Anchor at one point. I still do, it's just not in this wallet. And you've got the option to send some coins, receive some coins, look at your transaction and your trading history. Now, buying is quite simple. So you click the buy button. You have a current price, just bearing in mind, of course, this is in Australian currency. Let's just say you want to buy $100 worth of Anchor. It shows you what you will get. And it also down here, which I quite like about CoinSpot, it's got a brief overview of what the project actually is, how to buy it, and all that sort of jazz. Now, if I'm happy to buy $100 worth of Anchor, I would click the buy button and it would show me the CoinSpot fee. Now, we'll go a little bit more into it later, but it is a 1% fee. So it's 99 cents, which, look, in the grand scheme of things isn't a big deal, but compared to some of the other exchanges, it is quite high. So it would show me that I would get 702.715999732 Anchor, and then you just click confirm buy. And as long as you've got money in your account, it would be instant. Within a couple of seconds, this would appear in your wallets. Now, selling is almost the same. So you'd go into a wallet, you'd click the sell button, you'd decide how much you want to sell. So I've got 10 uni, let's just say I want to sell all of them. I'd get $378. You'd click the sell button, the fee would be $3.80. You'd confirm the sell, and instantly it would go in. The $378.80 would be in your account. You can also swap quite easily. So you can swap my 10 uni for Ethereum, for example, and I'd get, if you click the swap button, you'd see here I'd get 0.08761471 Ethereum, plus the fee, of course. So swapping is quite easy. You can place orders. So this is one of my favorite things, and I am going to talk about it in a different video, but you can set stop losses, take profits, buy limits, and buy stops. So you can do all these orders, and there is some tutorials on the CoinSpot website that you guys can follow to learn how to do that. But it is a very, very simple platform. Now, there is an app as well. Personally, I had the app in the early days and it was quite glitchy, had a lot of bugs, so I wasn't a big fan of it myself, so I don't use it. Plus, I just feel like with apps, they're not necessarily the safest, and I'm not saying that's gospel, that's just my personal opinion. I prefer to use the browser on my phone or use my computer. Now, going into the fees, guys, the fees are quite high compared to other exchanges. So if you place a market order, there's a 0.1% fee. An instant buy is a 1% fee. A recurring buy, a bundle purchase, they're all 1% fees. Trading is 0.1%. There's no depositing fees unless you use BPay or cash. So the BPay fee is 0.9% and the cash is 2.5%, which is actually quite high, but I don't see a lot of people doing that. There is no withdrawal fees. And transaction limits, there's no minimum deposit or anything like that, which is really good for beginners. You know, you could literally put $2 in there if that's what you have. BPay deposit, there's no minimum, but it's $10,000 per 24 hours maximum. Obviously, you have to have $10,000 available to deposit. You have to ask to deposit more than $2,000, as we talked about previously. There is a cash deposit limit, so $50 minimum and an $8,000 max, but there is no withdrawal limits, as we discussed. So we talked about the deposits, you know, with PayID and some of the with Osco and all that being instant, and the withdrawals are either same day or next day, and that's business days. So that's really, really good. In terms of safety, there's two-factor authentication. They are regulated. There is a verification process for your identity and all that sort of stuff. So there is those options, and it does have some good safety features as well, which I talked about previously. And guys, there is also some really, like I said, this is very much a beginner platform. So there is some bundles where you can buy bundles of things. So you can get the top 3, the top 10, Bitcoin bundles, gold and silver ratio bundles, social bundles, all that sort of stuff. So if we looked at the supply chain bundle, so we would get VET, WTC, Wabi, and AMB. So it's essentially the supply chain bundle, and you'd get a percentage of each. So let's just say we would put $100 in. This is the split of what we would get. Now, I quite like the bundles, and I think that it's a really good way for a beginner to find coins in a specific market. So I really, really like that. Now, there is obviously OTC as well. And you've got the market screen where you can see the Bitcoin versus US dollar, Bitcoin versus Australian dollar, etc., etc. I'm not a big trader, I'm not going to lie, so I don't use this, but the fees, from what I've heard, also aren't great on the trading side of things either. Now, if you compare it to some of the other exchanges that you can use in Australia, and I'm sure there is more, but I'll only compare it to SwiftX and Binance. So obviously, compared to the other two, CoinSpot does have more cryptos than the other two. The fees are higher with CoinSpot as opposed to SwiftX and Binance. I do prefer Binance's app to CoinSpot's personally, and that's just a personal preference. And one thing I didn't go into, guys, but it is worth mentioning, is that you can see charts, of course. So you just click on the charts button and you have your beautiful charts here. You can edit them. You know, this is the 1 hour chart. You can do the 5 minutes. You can do the 1 day. You can do whatever you like. So the charts are quite simple, quite easy to read and easy to use. So you've got all the usual options that you'd have with a major exchange. Obviously, Binance is much bigger than CoinSpot and it's worldwide, but I still think CoinSpot is a great starting point. Some people really, really complain about the fees, and that's pretty much the main con that I have for CoinSpot is the fees. It's only available in Australia and there's no margin trading available. So those are my 3 cons. But in terms of pros, guys, in a nutshell, it's a local exchange which is headquartered in Melbourne. It allows users to buy directly in AUD. It's low and no fee deposits and withdrawals, which I really like. It's really user friendly, very simple to use. It's got a wide selection of cryptos. It's compliant and safe, and it's got additional services such as a mobile app, OTC trading, and SMSF support, which is superannuation funds. So if you want to self-manage your super and invest it into cryptocurrency, CoinSpot does have that option as well, which I think is really, really great. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are you a CoinSpot user? If not, will you give it a go? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and use my link in the bio if you're not a member of CoinSpot and you would like to join. Use the link, get some free Bitcoin, and I get some free Bitcoin as well. Everybody's winning. Have a great day, everybody. Watch this space.